Welcome back to the harbor, guys. Got a little different video for you today. We're going to be going over 3 boats that I did a video on recently. They are salvaged boats, but I have the sold price for you. Nice little main ship that I wish I would have bid on. A beautiful Aquila and a Prestige burn boat. These are all salvage boats, whether they've been burned, hit by lightning like this one, sunk, or hurricane damaged. They have them all here. You got the different types of loss: lightning, heat, smoke, fresh water damage, keel damage. You got the minimum bids. You've got the deadline, specs on the pictures when you click, location, of course. These are all across the country. At the end of each video, we'll talk about the price that she sold for and then dive into the next one. Here you can see where the color difference is. It's just kind of strange, like where did the main fire come from? Here he comes. All right, guys, welcome back to the harbor. Actually on Tampa Bay today, in Bradenton, but on the Tampa Bay, and we've got a salvage boat to look at. This is another boat with Cooper Capital. It's a 50-foot Prestige, and this is a burn boat, fire boat that caught fire, and it's believed to be it caught fire from the underwater lights. And yeah, so what a shame. Underwater lights, something you don't even need. You think a pretty simple little add-on. Uh-oh, here comes their pointer pup. Hey, come here. You gonna say hi? Or you gonna bark at me? But yeah, I mean, here's the underwater lights. Simple little add-on, and possibly the culprit that burned this boat to a crisp. However, it seemed to have been contained, from what I read, in the underneath the decks in the engine room area. So, the whole boat shouldn't be torched. Let's get in and find out. While we're here, though, let me take a peek at the running gear. It's got the big IPS pod drives, and it's a pricey little unit there. And look at this swim platform too. Big hydraulic swim platform, really nice. Gives you a beautiful, well, it's your launch for your dinghy, and then a nice area to swim and relax, sit on in the water. You've got her. Here he comes. Here he comes. Hi. You okay? You good boy? Huh? You good boy? You good boy? He is a good boy. Yeah, I was gonna get a poodle pointer. Instead, I just got a poodle. A mix between a poodle and a pointer. That's a pointer dog. Yeah, you're all right. But she is got the bow on the ground here, so hopefully she's not holding water in there anywhere. But all looks to be in pretty good shape. Needs a buff and a wax as usual. You smell my dogs, huh? But let's get on board, take a look. Okay, well, we're aboard Legacy. Got the chamois mop ready to go. Just needs a quick wash down and a few other minor details. You can have this baby back on the water. She got crunched here. This marina got hit pretty hard, it would appear, by one of the hurricanes we've had. Again, we're right on the Tampa Bay, and but that's not the problem with this boat. This boat was a fire boat. Maybe it's been sitting here, because it does look like it's got a little bit of damage, at least back there on the swim platform. But let's walk around and see. Now, she is sitting bow forward, so it is holding water right here. Teak cockpit and swim platform. These Prestige boats, I believe they're French built. Really well built. Nice fit and finish. There's a sneak peek. Windows are open. Alright, here at the bow, we got a nice sun pad. Windlass. Locker there with the chain and rode. It feels kind of funny here. Sloped down pretty significantly. Little bimini top. It's nice. Keep the sun off you if you just want to get a little waves and breeze, not sun. Out on the bay. There's a little bit of the damage I was saying. There's the windshield there's been shattered, as has this window. She's a little wet inside, but all in all, the exterior looks pretty good. Let's see if we can sneak by this big old fender. Upholstery's very nice out back here still. I like that much better than a lot of the other finishes. That's going to really hold up well over time. Nice teak table, varnished and covered. Really nice. Sliders, mirrored. Look at these steps going up to the bridge. Teak with a beautiful stainless post. Let's just take them on up and look at the bow. Take a look here on the bridge. Look at the stainless bimini. Tell you, everything is really well built here on this Prestige. And here we've got a 59, nearly 10 feet bigger. And that appears to be a damaged boat as well. Certainly not being cared for. Look at that hard top though. So much nicer with a hard top. Anyway, back here we do have a radar arch and more of the upholstery, which again is in fine condition. Another teak table. I'm not going to wade through all the water here, but here we've got another large pad. Steering at the helm, or on the bridge here. Seat with probably a bit of a wet bar behind here, under here, I should say. Yeah, there we go. Fridge or ice maker. Probably a cooktop, feels like, underneath. But yeah, more of the teak. And we did just have quite a bit of rain yesterday, so it doesn't look like she's been sitting like this for too terribly long. Oh, a little cooler. Oh, it's a fridge, a little fridge. Nice. And this is not going to be too expensive to get that replaced. Hatch closes. Some really nice steps coming down with handrails on either side. It is steep, but those handrails are very nice. A little bit of smoke there. Here we got a little joystick for docking, made easy at the stern. And look at that. Nice spot to keep your line out of the way. Put on your little windlass there. Not windlass, but I'm drawing a blank. You got chalks, stainless, nice stainless cleat, open chalk. This is really a proper, very proper setup, you know, for a 50-foot boat. Something you see on a big sailboat or a much larger yacht. This is the first Prestige I've done a tour of, and I'm really impressed. I'm not going to mess with that, but little transom door. Yeah, well, let's go inside and see the damage. All right, here we go. I'm gonna say first impressions and smell. Not bad. I don't smell smoke. Now these windows are open. I mean, it's faint smell, but could be worse. She's, you know, she's got smoke damage. It's definitely smoke stain throughout. Let's see how much of it is actually damaged. Start right here as we come in. Okay, here's our electrical panels, at least maybe just for the generator, the main battery breakers. She's got a Cummins Onan generator. Here we've got a little ice maker and the bar. Found the bar. Relax, the gin appears to have survived, and the vodka, fire water. My dad drank that till it about killed him. Did kill him. If it's ever was good, then I'm sure it still is. Maybe even got a little bit better of a flavor. Dry age and charred. All right, well, here we are in the galley. Let's put a little light on this subject. This is nice. Nice little galley. It's actually really cool. Right here at the cockpit where, yeah, got another door that slides open this way. So we're just in and out with goodies and snacks. Little bar here. Here's our freezer. Here's our fridge. These Prestiges are prestigious, if that's a word. They're really nice. This is a nice boat. Man, I wouldn't mind making a run at this one. Let's see what we got here. Here we go. Electric top, convection oven. We got our dishwasher, Fossey storage, a wash basin. Here you're going to see, ooh, little mildew. Here you're going to see, I was going to say the other, you know, the color, it should be, but this top looks like it would clean up pretty easy. That's just with my finger. No spit or polish. Here you got a little remote control stash. Very pretty in here. Multi-colors. We've got a gray captain's, double captain's chair, but a nice white seating. Settees, I should say. Look here, you can see where the, you know, color difference is. So you can go smoke gray, or you can clean it up and get back to white. Two hatches heading out, letting in ventilation and letting in the dripping water from the, you know, as we saw up top, because this boat is bow down, she is dripping. So that's a problem here. And that just needs to be secured. And the seat, hopefully she sells soon. I believe this boat is auctioned off in the spring, so hopefully she gets sold before the summer. And this doesn't turn into a big mildew problem. There's mildew starting, but this can be taken care of at its current condition. This is something that's broke here, but there is a flat screen TV that can fold up. Really nice views all the way around. I mean, complete 360 views, really. Not a lot of hard finished fiberglass. Everything seems to be, you know, covered with some kind of covering, vinyl, wood, or what have you. The flooring, let me show you this. It is all stained and shot, but look, it's simple. It's got a nice dark wood floor underneath, potentially completely preserved. So just tear that out, replace it or not, and you are ready to go. Now we've got a master berth down below, but let's head forward first. This is all, okay, this is a textured, it's fiberglass, but it's a textured fiberglass. Really pretty. Got our joystick, got the Volvo Penta throttles, multi-screen Ray Marines. Yeah, let's head down below. Let me shine a little light on this subject for you guys. Here we have a guest room, 2 thin berths for temporary guests or kids. Little flat screen TV there. Nice storage. It was a family boat. Little diapers. Here we have a head, and it has shower doors that will open and create a, square that little bathroom, that little shower off to keep it nice and dry in here. Again, nice textured, kind of like a painted finish there. I'm not sure what you'd call that, but very nice. Nice sink. Japsco vacuum flush. Again, lots of storage here. I can just figure out how to open it. Oh, there it is. Very simple little lever. Here we have the V berth. Narrow window, but you can see out, and you can open it if you need ventilation, as well as in the hatch above. So far, all I am seeing in here is a deep scrubbing, and back into the head. Oh, let's see here. We got under the stairs the stowaway. Here's our washer dryer combo. Looks like new. I don't even see any signs of smoke damage in there. Splendid combo. Alright. There's this little table. Can fold open as well. Let me show you guys that. We're making it much larger. Let's head down below. On our way, let's stop. Okay, here we've got some breakers, and I don't know, it's leading us to the fire. Definitely got charred in there pretty good. Oh wow, this is nice here. Full beam, midship, what'd you call it? Yeah, midship master suite. Very nice, I like this. Velour or suede. Still in good shape. Little desk here, charging or working from your laptop. Hopefully you can get some better views. Pretty material there, like a canvas material, padded. That's white, and it appears to have no stain really that I see. Our fusion radio, and more storage. Another countertop, and an ensuite, completely enclosed shower, a little step down, and a teak grate drain. Appears to be in pretty good condition in here. Again, just needs more of a deep clean than anything. Since I am by myself, I want to give you guys a little bit of depth perception, kind of show you how big the boat is, or how small, or just how it feels. It's kind of difficult sometimes when I'm standing behind the camera to really show you the depth of the boat, but you're at the helm right now, which is the most forward part of the Salon. Right over here we are going down stairs, so here it is. You have a upper deck here, a little elevation onto the the main salon proper, where you have your helm and all of your seating, your dining / lounging area, really a lot of seating as well. We've got 2 full couches and then a double settee and then a single seat. Of course, you also have the captain's chair here, and that will fold up. There's access to something underneath there, but we'll leave that for later. And then down here, of course, we have the liquor bar, and to our port we have the galley. Refrigerator, sink. How's the trip going? Onward. And yeah, really a nice space. Try to give you another angle. See if I move you downstairs here. See, there's a little step, but yeah, let's just prop you up right here at the front door and heading forward. So, you know, a lot of room over here. Good views. You know, you're at an angle because the boat is at an angle, but anyway, just wanted to give you that view and see if that works. Let me know. Drop it in the comments. Always looking for new ways to try to, you know, make the videos a little bit nicer. I do the continual walkthrough where I try to just show the whole boat without stopping, which I think really helps, but never gives you a true depth perception with another human in the video. Here we are downstairs. So now let's go back out here. Hopefully that weed eater, yes, he stopped weed eating. And I was able to figure out this little latch here. It was just stuck. I just had to push it a little harder. Let's see if we can find out what started this fire. Get a light on for you guys. There we go. Or at least how bad it is down in here. Yeah, not bad. I was expecting something really bad. So, Volvo Penta IPS drive, 600 horsepower. I'm not sure if this is heat damage on the insulation, why it's cracked like that, but I might not be. It might just be the heat from the engine. Just kind of strange, like where did the main fire come from to create that much smoke? This headliner looks like it's coming down a little bit. Again, this is insulated. Fuel tank. I guess it's designed like that. I don't think it's swelled. They're both like that. They look swollen, but I'm assuming that's the design. Yeah, it's just got like a rounded, it's not a hard finished corner, it looks like. Okay, here we go. What's this? Like I said, it did say the fire was believed to be in the underwater lights, so it sounds like it's not been completely confirmed. You know, there's definitely smoke damage in here as well. Here's our battery box. Engines appear to be okay. I don't see any melted wires or heat damaged sections, but I'm not looking super hard. Up in there, maybe. There's an electrical. Whew, man, imagine rewiring one of these. And so I wonder if this with a minor, it appears to be a minor fire with a lot of smoke, might be a winner. Replace some electrical systems, clean the smoke out, get her properly blocked. That'll be a nice start, so we don't have to have any water damage more than is necessary. But anyway, you know, not a lot to see in here other than, you know, it's a typical engine room. We've got our Cummins zone and generator. There's our fuel tanks, as I said. Water separator. Is that probably for the I wonder what that's for. Sewage. And there's our Raycor Marine, our fuel filters. Fire suppression system. Guess it didn't go off, right? Okay, let's head out. Oh, there's our holding tank. This is nice. This is nice equipment in here, though. What's that? Blower, the blower system. The engine room is really well laid out. Very organized, detailed. I like it. It's not a huge engine room, but there's really plenty of space to get around both of these engines, especially on the starboard side. A little more plumbing here for the water systems and the AC units, looks like. You can crawl right around over here on hole number, well, there it is. Now for a continual walkthrough on this 50-foot Prestige 2014 salvage boat, fire damaged, for sale in Bradenton, Florida, on the beautiful Tampa Bay. Alright, I almost forgot, the boat does come with this little tender as well. So we've got a little 20 horsepower 4-stroke Tohatsu. Looks like a little 10-foot rib. Fiberglass center console. So nice little extra. Alright, well, here is the listing. This is an older listing that I did a while back, but the boat ended up selling for $238,000. There you see the minimum starting bid was $100,000. I'm gonna hop over here and go back to the previously recorded comps section of this video, and you can see there's definitely a lot of meat left on the bone. She did have smoke damage, but I've seen fire damaged boats way worse than this, and if I was buying a boat, a damaged boat, I'd rather have a fire damaged boat than a boat that sunk. So let's hop over Yacht World and see what the boat actually goes for if it was all fixed up. Here we got a 2016. The boat we are looking at is a 2014, and they're asking $699. It is in Oregon, Portland, Oregon, so those usually don't get beat up by the sun as much, but nice looking listing. Let's see what else we got. 2017, $750,000. Another 2016 for $560,000. 2015 for $575,000. So yeah, it's definitely a $500,000 boat. Here we've got a 2013 for $500,000. This 2015 is in Florida, so yeah, it's really a nice boat, you know, all things considered. So let me know, what do you think? Any of you flippers out there, or you guys who work on boats for a living, How much do you think it's going to take to get this boat in tip-top shape? Okay guys, let's move on to the next boat. This is a Mainship, and if I had to do it all over again, I would buy this boat. See, hopefully there's no big surprises. There usually is into a salvage boat. Bad case of dock rash here. That might buff out. Guys, welcome back to the harbor. This is another listing with Cooper Capital. The boat, per the listing, floated off of its stands, so I'm assuming it was here at this marina, and we did have a major storm surge, and so it floated off of its stands and has hull damage, the extent of which I'm not sure. We'll take a look and see. Obviously we can see some stuff right here on the bow. Probably was banging up against the seawall. Let's see, gouged down there pretty good. Looks pretty clean underneath as far as damage, but we'll look underneath there a little bit better. These Mainships, I believe they're Emerald or all grip painted. Got gouged up there pretty good, and took a punch here. The dock rash all along here. Single engine. These are really nice boats, beautiful boats to cruise the Gulf Coast in. Don't need a ton of water. One engine. Simple 34 pilot house. Used to work for, used to do a lot of detail work in Fort Myers for the Mainship and Monk dealer, Bayside Yachts. They sold a ton of these. This is an 01. This is a little bit before my time, but here we got a little damage here. The exhaust kind of crunched up, but all appears to be superficial stuff, really. Bad case of dock rash here. Huh. I don't know. I mean, at first I saw that and I was like, yeah, that's really bad, but that might buff out. A little wet sand. Bow thruster needs a bottom job. Running gear looks good. Got a little add-on stern thruster. These things can be difficult. Single engines to back down and dock. So bow thruster and a stern thruster. That thing got bent, but boy, they put her on there pretty good. Didn't crack. All right, let's get a ladder and jump on board. Here's another Mainship. 34 rum runner. Not sure the difference between the rum runner and the 34 pilot. Let me know in the comments below. What's a better boat, the rum runner or the pilot house? All right, let's see what we got upstairs here. Should have done that with the camera off. One hand in it. Well, first glance, you know, she's a little dirty on the upholstery, but nice color. It's that light gray, hides a little bit of dirt. Just take a little run around here. This bimini top looks to be fairly new. Really good shape. These rum runners are, this Mainship's got, you know, a little tight, but not too bad for the size. For the side decks there. Lost the antenna. It's to be expected for Cat 4 hurricane. Let's check out the side here. This big chain locker. Newmar windlass, beautiful stainless anchor. We've got the aluminum railing all the way around, very high cabin top. And again, it has the soft top, as does the Rum Runner. I did another one of these, and I believe it had the hard top. It was a red hull. Scroll back, probably one of the first, I don't know, dozen videos or so I did. Try to leave a link. But that was a nice boat. Get to see what they look like, all cleaned up. But yeah, here we go with the upholstery. A little crunchy here. It's still soft though. It's definitely manageable. A little bit of dry crack in there, dry rot, but like I said, it's soft. It's still definitely could be cleaned up. Yeah, they're all cracked, but most of this mildew will come off. So, big cockpit, great boat to go do a little bit of near shore, you know, go offshore even fishing from, do some scuba diving, snorkel out of. Beautiful little transom door, no swim platform. Just about tried to use it and that wouldn't have worked. Okay, had a transom, had a swim platform on the transom, and that must have took a pretty bad hit, so it's been completely removed. You could just fill in those holes if you didn't want a swim platform, but I'd probably get one put back on. And all around, just a great picnic boat, weekend boat. You could even spend more than a weekend. Very open. These you can get completely enclosed with isinglass, and some of them even have air conditioning in this pilot house. This one does not appear to, but yeah, really a great dual kind of a boat. Lazarette. This boat seems pretty straightforward to me. We'll enter the engine room last. That was kind of sealed shut. Storage, some lines. Throw some snorkeling gear in there. Some more storage underneath. Kind of dead storage, stuff to keep dry and keep out of the way. Got a little ice maker. Hundreds of dollars in fenders. Boy, this thing's got some fenders on it. There's our little step down. Let me uncover this and we'll take a look at the helm. Kind of interesting here. I have a feeling this may have been black and it was faded because it's been painted. Looks like it's been rolled, maybe rolled and tipped, but yeah, it looks good. Really pretty good for what appears to be a homemade job. Now we got our multifunction, got big screen Garmin's, Raytheon electronics, battery monitor. We got the bow and the stern thrusters. We've got our analog gauges. She's got 2,300 hours on it. Nice, somebody used it a little bit. Yeah, really cool boat. A lot of functionality. These boats gotta be one of the best boats to have. Again, out here on the Charlotte Harbor. It's Peace River out there. Big radar arch, aluminum. It's nice. Better than a big fiberglass wing. A lot of seating here. Alright, let's go down below. Let's see, hopefully there's no big surprises. There usually is if you get into a salvage boat. So again, it is a salvage boat, so she's not set up for sale, for being photographed. So we've got the power cord just thrown in here, but it has a power cord. All the isinglass just laying here. Let's take this, move it off the table so it doesn't peel the wood. Nice table, still does have isinglass. Oh, this corner got cooked so bad. just this corner. I guess the sun. Otherwise, I like it. I like this dark green settee. Now, here we have an old listing. The former asking price was $119,000. Yeah, she got a 12.3 beam, Yanmar diesel, 2,400 hours, 350 horsepower, 13-foot bridge clearance, 15,000 pounds. Freshwater 70 holding is 20 gallons. Some upgrades. I don't have a date on here, but I have a feeling it was fairly recently. So, you know, it's a $100,000 boat. I don't know if you could pick this thing up for maybe $30,000 or $40,000 and put 10 grand into it. You might have a boat for half price. And kind of like the last boat I did, which was a Great Harbor. This guy kept some good maintenance records here, looks like. So that is always a good sign. We got the nice teak and holly floors. Pretty fridge with a mirror finish on the cover. Got our ship-to-shore radio. Got electrical panel. DC main refrigerator. Macerator. Freshwater pump. Head vent. Helm supply. Battery charger. Water heater on the AC. Microwave. But yeah, I'm assuming this is going to drop down and could make a second berth, which you could possibly get 2 people in there, really. It's a pretty good size. More fiberglass. It might have the complete enclosure all the way down the back. All right, now galley. Very nice galley. Looks like Corian tops. Got a big lip here going in all the way around to keep everything from sliding and falling off. You know, the inside of this boat's pretty clean, really. I'd say she was in pretty good shape before a hurricane hit. Stainless sink. Push-pull drawers here. Got a GFI outlet. Yeah, I always like these main ships. Alright, the head. Got a wet head. Smells good in here. Again, very clean. Lots of nice woodwork and mirrors. Give it a little bit bigger of a feel. Some dry storage. Got a curtain again for the wet head. Got a light, port light. Shut that. Just see how she looks with the door closed. And let's take a look in here. Bilge, and it's dry. The engines are barring over. They haven't tried to fire them up, it sounds like, but they will bar over. Well, before we go in there, let's just take a look here. Oh, okay, look at that. Never seen that before. Very cool. A little pass through. Huh. Alright, so going into the V berth. Should have brought my wife. She would have liked the interior here. Could have done a better job of showing you guys around, but you're stuck with me today. Nice wood siding, TV, kind of at the wrong end of the bed, but I suppose if she's sitting in the water, it might be level, but I'm thinking it looks like it's got a little bit of an incline. Comfy cushions here. I'm going to put in an insert there, and there's the cushions to fill it in, and then you have, you know, a good size, nearly, I don't know, maybe nearly a queen, or at least a twin berth. But I love the wood, teak and holly with the wood contrast on the fiberglass. This is all fiberglass, so, you know, simple, inexpensive construction. Got a vinyl headliner. Another pass through here. So it's interesting. Not sure how often that would be used. Maybe it's just, you know what that's for? Well, you got the louvered doors to allow air, but I think that's just to allow even more air flow, is what I'm assuming. Not sure where the air vents are. There's one there, probably might be the return. There's an air vent, yeah. So you got an air vent blasting, going straight into the V berth. That's probably the main reason for that. Although it does have its own right there, so who knows. A little piece of wood popped off there. Little hanging locker. What do we have behind here? More storage, a lot of storage. Very cool. Whole little boat. Oh, nice little spice rack. Let's check out the engine room. This is nice. I love to have, you know, my engine room out back, outside of the cabin, so you're not huffing fumes and oils and such. Look at that. Nice, beautiful Yanmar. Now, you know, you do have your ticker out here, so it does create a bit of a noisy helm, is what I've been told. You can dampen it maybe with some carpets here, or some insulating foam, insulating pads. But I've heard that these can be a bit noisy when you're running. Since you're standing right on top of that diesel, what was that? Sounded like I turned something on. You know what? Let's pick this up, just so I don't end up stuck here. Those little hydraulic arms, you know, they could go. What did we say it was? I think you said a 350 horsepower Yanmar. Do have some water and rust stain going on here. Could be rainwater. I'm not tasting it. Let's see if it's salty. Hurricane was quite a while ago. This would have been damaged. I assume it could have been from Helen, but I think this was damaged from Milton. But everything appears to be in order. We've got fuel tank. There's our port. And there's our starboard. Yeah, the bilge looks pretty clean, really, other than right here. And that just might be leakage dripping from the sea strainer, rusting out. I'm not sure. We got our generator. Smells fine in here. No sense of a leak that I can tell. Pretty cool. Just simply lift this hatch and have access, immediate access to that diesel. Well, it feels like I'm forgetting something. Hope I didn't rush through this for you guys. Hey, let me know what you think in the comments below. If just seeing what you see for damage wise, what do you think it would take to get this thing turned around and back on the open water? All right, let's do a continual walkthrough here. This 2001 34 Mainship Pilot. Well, there you have it, guys. Like I said, if I had to do it all over again, I would have bid on this boat. It's closed bid system, so you don't know what the high bid is. You just got to put your best foot forward. But at $26,000, which is what she sold for, 26K, definitely some meat left on the bone. And honestly, this is a boat I would love to have kept for myself. All I noticed, like I said, was those gouges. You know, a little bit of fiberglass damage is really all it is. But anyway, missed out on this one. But let's go take a look at one of the most expensive salvage boats I've done yet. Welcome back to the Harbor Guys, and welcome aboard this 2025 42-foot Aquila. Now, other than the fact that she's been submerged, it's basically a brand new boat. Going up for auction. If you bid quick and you get to the website soon, you're going to be able to bid on this one, guys. Sometimes, by the time I get them up, they are already gone. 2025, she has submerged, hurricane damaged boat. As I like to do with these damaged boats, let's kind of find out what is going on with it together. I'm not going to get on board without you guys, so let me find a spot to climb on. And, well, this looks like as good a spot as any. And let's see what we got. Rainy day in beautiful Madeira Beach, Florida. It's going to be a rainy week, so I had to get this one done. Looks like rain every day. But man, look at this. I got to get you guys the beam on this. It's super beamy. Catamaran. This is nice. This is what you want to have. Super stable, excellent party boat. You can bring as many people as you want on this boat. Massive sun pads up here. I'm gonna go there. We'll see if we can find them. Let's see what we got in here. We got the windlass and spot to keep the anchor. Yeah, it's crazy to think this boat was in the boat shows not too long ago. Super cool little spot right here. Kind of reminds me of the Keys a little bit. In the boat show, and a year later, submerged and up on the auction block. Rocca windshield wipers, solid windshield wipers there. Got a nice little entry point here up to the bridge, but we're going to stay up top for a minute. Hatch here, I'm not sure where that goes to. It doesn't open from the outside. Let's go down the port side. First of all, look at these stainless cleats though. Solid stainless cleats. I like these Aquila boats, really nice. Just a beautiful party boat. Oh, I got a little bit of damage there I'm seeing. That might just be part of a little bit of a fin. Gel coat is in good condition. I like these big windows. Very wide side decks. Man, this has got to be 3 feet across here, heading towards the stern. Integrated steps. Wow, cushions are still in plastic, or they've been kept in plastic to keep them in good shape. Got some damage here. This table got whacked. Bar stools. Sump pump. Help keep the engine room pumped out. What do we got here? This is interesting. See any damage under here? A little spot to keep a tender, I imagine. Here we got the swim ladder. Everything seems to be intact there. Little transom door. Got a hose going down into the bilge. I believe this hose. What is this? No, this is a giant power cord. No, it's a hose. Yeah, it's a hose. Well, you know, integrated steps all the way up. Sometimes it probably would be better for me to come on board first, but it's a little more exciting, I think, to just kind of be genuinely surprised at what I'm seeing as I go. We're missing a cushion here, but again, covered. The seats are all covered. Man, look at this deck up here. This is a party boat. Raymarine, electronics, bow thruster. Wonder what the damage is. She's submerged, so maybe that's simple saltwater damage. Maybe there's not a lot of actual structural damage, but you're gonna have to come down here and take a look if this is something you're willing to bid on. Not sure what the starting bid is yet. We will go to the website, Cooper Capital website, here at the end of the video. Nice grilling area. Excellent visibility all the way around. No big plastic curtains or windows. Don't ruin this boat by doing that. If it's too cold, well, put on a jacket. What's going on here? This top is got some kind of protective tape on it. Let me see if I can take a look here without falling. If you're gonna fall onto the water side, not the dock side. Interesting. What's going on here? What's this thing? I wonder, that's from the shrink wrap when this boat was transported? Looks like shrink wrap tape. Beautiful, massive hard top. Well, let's lift a few of these cushions here and we will go inside. Plenty of storage. I don't want to bypass anything obvious. Here we've got a tender davit and yeah, this is all shrink wrap equipment. So kind of interesting. Shrink wrap, plastic, it's been covered, and yet it's been submerged as well. There's access to the engines. We will look at those later. Got this drain here that runs all the way along the Salon doors, so if you're taking a wave in over the back on a bit of a following sea, going to keep the inside dry. Now here we have, it looks like a manual line for the tender davit. Lift up, not sure how heavy of a tender or dinghy, and put it right there on that transom swim platform. Pretty cool. Haven't seen that yet on a power boat. And what else we got here? Wash downs. Really like these cleats. Very solid. Take a quick run around the boat one more time for you guys because the sun has popped out. It's turned out to be a beautiful afternoon. Look at this nice integrated handle underneath. So if she is rocking and rolling, which with a 21-foot beam is not going to be very often, you got something to hold on to. Seats up here, dolphin watching, little lifeline, safety line here, bow rail goes all the way around, and it hits you about mid-thigh. Look at that door, nice. Beautiful big bifolding door. And this is on some hydraulic arms. And this whole entire wall right here will lift out, and you got complete access from the kitchen, from the galley, right out to the cockpit. Very nice, and very nice inside. Look at this dark wood floors. Smells like an absolutely brand spanking new boat. So we'll see if we can find the water line, but it does not smell moldy or musty in here at all. We got some remotes here. We've got our autopilot. And this is for the windlass and davit. Ladder actually will deploy as well, and the gangway. Getting on and off. Welcome aboard your Aquila 42 Power Cat. Wow, man, barely even got to break this thing in. And here she is. Somebody's gonna get a deal. Big stainless wash basin, and I love these countertops. It's some kind of resin, but really nice. Kind of looks like stone. Kenyon electric cooktop. Bosch is the best, in my opinion. Convection oven. Isotherm. Fridge and freezer. Nice cedar backed cabinets. More storage. Really nice headliner. I like that material. It's not vinyl. Got some lighting, and we got here. Ooh, that thing was pulling. Look at that. Big screen TV up, flat screen. Yeah, very modern, very sleek. Man, I would take it. Have that back end wide open at anchor in the Bahamas. Look at this visibility. 360 degrees. Bright, nice light colors inside, except for the dark floor, which contrasts nicely. Still got the wheel cover on. Definitely the nicest salvage boat I've ever been on. Man, this thing could easily be mistaken for a boat at the boat show. But we haven't seen it all yet. Let's move inside here. Forward berth. There's a hatch for ventilation. Washer dryer combo. Big spot here. Yep, we got the sun pads. Found the sun pads, and a pretty comfortable little berth. And we will go down into, we're on the starboard side, forward part of the cat hull. There's a wash basin. Nice little stand-up shower. Dry head. Like the windows everywhere. If you look out, no matter where you're at, go look at the hopefully blue water. Cabinets. And we will step out, and I'll show you that this space here does completely close off. There you have it. Now, while I'm up here, this dinette does drop down, and you could fill those in. I imagine there's some cushions. Maybe those were the cushions I was just looking at. So you could sleep two more up top here. Definitely a party boat. Let's stay on the starboard side. Take a look here on my way. We've got all of our electronics. We got all of our switches. We got our inverter bus, house main bus, AC main bus, Blue Sea systems, Kohler generator, Hensel systems. And this also closes off. So you can kind of close all three sections off. This place is a turns into a little bit of a dormitory. A lot going on here, really. Okay, here we go. Some nice hard paneled Strataglass, not the isinglass that I was talking about. Probably just for the front to act as a windshield. Not going to wrap all the way around, but good enough to block any sea spray and heavy winds, cold winds. See here, blinds, beautiful, working smooth as they should in this 2025. Okay, here's a little sign of damage. Let me show you around first. The nice mirrored cabinets. Nice little bathroom, actually. Nice little head. Now here we have a bit of a waterline mildew growing there. It's dry now. The mildew's dry as well, but water had made it all the way up here. Oh no, I'm scared to see the engine room. Fan. Well, let's pop open some of these. Maybe we can get a clue. There's our black water outlet, gray water outlet. Appears to be dry. Here we go. There's a little water line. I mean, we're in the bilge. There's our depth finder transducer. Hot and cold waters. You know, this is a bilge. It's pretty far forward though. There was water there. Nothing like super scary, but let's keep moving. Go. All right, let's check port side hull. That is where we did see a little bit of damage on the outside. Nice. Here's the master. Oh man, look at this. I'll take it. A room with a view. Big hull windows. Somehow this trim piece has been knocked off. What do we got over here? Cubby. There we got an outlet, little area to charge your phone. It's a mirror. Getting ready. And here we got a nice little desk area. Slide this stool, do a little work. Head to the head. Wow. Big. We're all the way forward now into the front hull. Smells like beautiful brand new gel coat. Still kicking off. Still got the plastic on the sink drain there. Yeah, I wonder if this boat was really even used. It might have just been damaged before they even took ownership of it. There we go, down in the hull. Looks dry. Not cedar lined. I was going to say cedar lined, but it's not. Faux cedar lined. Let's see if this is going to lift easy. There we go. We've got our port side water tank. And that looks like it did have some water coming up through the hull. Or through the bilge, I should say. Yeah, there's a water stain. Water line came up to here. But so far, the water seems to have stayed out of any of the wood flooring and the soft goods in here. As I said before, it smells completely normal. Wow, look at that. All those connections, bus bars. Nice and easily accessed. Okay, here we got our batteries. House batteries and service batteries. Again, easily accessible, making it much more easy to install when you need to. Hey, here we go. Victron Energy transformer and all of our fuses coming from here. Again, it smells really good. It's dark, but I seems like I'm looking at the bottom there. That looks like some wood and just some wood carpentry holding it in, and smells dry. There's got to be something wrong with this boat. We're gonna find it. Back in the galley, one last look. Now, I've done a couple of these boats, these Aquilas. We've got all of our bookwork, owner's manual. Actually, I might be able to find some specs on it here. Well, here's all of our dimensions. You can pause the video and look at those if you want. Here we've got overall length 40 feet 11 inches, beam 20 feet 11 inches. Wow. Draft in the light craft condition 3'5", fully loaded 3'8". Fuel tanks 290 gallon, fresh water tanks 122 gallon, holding tanks 42 gallon. They're Volvo Penta D4s, 230 horsepower apiece. Here's the important part. Maximum number of persons. 24. Let's go with 24. Let's pack this baby out. Anyway, plenty of information there. Now, let's get down below, get down to business, and let's see if we can find something interesting on this boat. Anybody can do a boat show boat. Ooh, that thing will pop up on you now. Let's give it a little pull. Alright, let's jump down here. Yeah, we got a little water in the bilge with diesel fuel in it as well. Oh man, might have a cracked tank. Wait, there's the tank. It doesn't reek like diesel fuel, but there's definitely a leak of diesel fuel. There we got some diesel diapers, oil diapers soaked with red diesel fuel. Again, it doesn't stink real bad in here, but there's definitely some diesel fuel in the bilge. Got the exhaust here has broke off. I don't know, come off of here. Something else came off of here as well. Somebody's been pickling the engine probably. That's what it is. It's a Volvo's D4 300s. You know, I'm not seeing anything dripping. It's just probably one of the fuel lines. I don't think these tanks are cracked. Fuel line probably got damaged, or maybe when they started to pickle this thing, you know, some of you, a lot of you may know more about pickling engines than I do, so maybe when they opened it up to save it, you know, diesel just spills out a little bit here and there. I think that's probably what happened. I don't see any signs of damage in here structurally or due to the fiberglass. Got a Blue Cool V Series air conditioner. Those are really nice. There we've got our Aircon chill water pump. A couple of them. Like I said, I don't see any damage in here. I don't see any. I see maybe a bit of a water line went up to there. I'm not sure though. I will have an update for you guys if I find out anything else towards the end of this video when I go on their website. But So far what you see is what you get. Well, not too bad here. Let's go to the starboard engine. Well, she's looking better than the port. It's definitely oil. It looks like no diesel, but looks like oil in the water here. Again, not much, just a little floating on top. Let me jump down in here. Slipping. Yeah, there's a sump pump though hooked up, so it might still be taking on water. Generator box has been opened up. Most likely they needed to get in there and pickle the engine. We've got salt there. You know what probably happened is she took on water and they got it out pretty quick, but she went down. Just look here. You can see a mildew mold spots all over the starboard bulkhead there, and what looks like, yeah, looks like a water line right there, and that's pretty high up there. That would have been just over this generator. So yeah, it's a little mildewy in here. This generator, this engine probably completely went under. I mean, worst case scenario, price out 2 D4 300 Volvo Pentas. Not gonna be cheap, but I bet you pull them babies out. If you're not able to salvage them, get rid of them, put in new engines, and you've got basically a brand new boat. Of course, you'd like to see what this thing looks like on the hard. You gotta get underneath for sure. I wonder if it got stuck somehow underneath a dock, and then just took on water, or if she had impact below the water line and started taking on water that way. Nothing else to really see inside the engine room, guys. Let me hop out here and give you guys a continual walkthrough of the interior. Now for a continual walkthrough on this 2025 42 Aquila. Well, there you have it, guys. If I had a place to keep a 42-foot boat with a 21-foot beam, I would buy this thing. We'll see what it's going to go for. I bet the starting bid, just guessing, is probably going to be somewhere around $100,000 just to get the ball rolling. But this is an expensive boat. Actually, let's hop online right now and see what these go for in new condition. This is Cooper Capital's site, Cooper Capital Specialty Salvage, and the boat is not up at the time of me recording this, but I will coordinate with them and put this up as soon as the listing is available. And I do believe it's going to be $100,000 starting bid. So here's all kinds of stuff. This is a really cool boat, actually. I wish this wasn't 3,000 miles away in California. I'd go take a look at that. But here you got all kinds of stuff, okay? And sometimes stuff sits around, like this has been on for a while. I did a video on that a while back. Oh, pending sale, might be gone soon. Here's an estate sale. Sometimes they even have boats where owners are just trying to get rid of them quick and they're not damaged at all. I mean, everything from freshwater damage to heat, smoke, lightning strike, collision, you name it, they've got it. They've got boats under 30 and over 30, two different sections. And yeah, a lot of different stuff on here. Look for the listing to come and for more listings to come as well. Now let's jump over here at a boat trader, and this is a $900,000 boat. I'm not sure, that might be one that's already been delivered, so a used boat, but asking for prices here. This is the same listing. Not seeing much out there. Here you can see, oh sorry, it does get up on a plane. There you go, just learned something new. I thought those were meant just for plowing through, but boat will get up and run, man. Pretty cool boat. Here's a 2021 for $625, 22 for $750, and this is the sister ship, though not exactly, but pretty close. You can look through the pictures, and it looks very similar. So $900,000 boat, starting bid $100,000. Let's see what she goes for. Here's some specs on it. This is again not the boat. Look for the specs over on Cooper Capital. Let's jump back to the video. Got more salvage stuff to come, got more boat show stuff to come, got more nice old trawlers to come as well. I appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time in the harbor. Signing off from Madeira Beach. Well, there you have it. As you can see, it was a very, very nice boat, but brand new. You can get one for $899, and surprisingly, to me anyway, that boat sold for over $500,000. Anyway, let's hop over here to Cooper Capital's website, and I will show you some upcoming bids or boats they have you could bid on. I liked this one, Hatteras Enclosed Bridge, 2006, 68-footer. Already got a marquee, a post. There's sailboats. Hunter 43. I think I'm going to try to get to do this video here next week coming up, so look for that one to come. It's a $15,000 bid. Boat, Back Cove. There's some new listings, but yeah, great place to find some deals. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you next time in the harbor.